Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Segmenting, targeting, and positioning. Chapter number 7, part 2. Learning objectives are: number 1, understand when and how an analytic approach to segmentation is useful. Number 2, understand customer involvement in business to business segment translation and evolution. Number 3, understand segment evaluation and targeting process to maximize market opportunities. And number 4, strengthen your understanding of market positioning philosophy by seeing positioning as tool to enhance both customers and supplier value. The process of determining segmentation. Two useful ways of determining a segmentation framework to employ are in general use in business-to-business marketing are analytic approach, innovative translation approach. I will discuss both of these approaches one by one. The approach to use depends on the situation that company faces. A company can use one of these approaches, but the selection of that particular approach is dependent upon the situation. Marketers tend to use an analytic approach when they face a market with many customers or an unfamiliar market they are trying to enter. But when a marketer has only a few large customers and is looking to extend its existing offering into new customer groups, the marketer often takes an innovative translation approach. Analytical approach to segmentation. An analytic approach employs research and data interpretation to drive a segmentation framework. Analytical approach produces two sets of data. Number 1, determine relative size and growth potential of the segments. Number 2, determine individual segment needs and buying behavior. These data help support decisions of which segments to target as well as whether or not it is a good idea to proceed with the project at all. Combine these two sets of data, support design decisions on product, services, communication messages, media choices, selling approaches, channel design, and pricing. Segmentation by innovation translation. In markets in which only a few customers exist, a company may provide an offering to only one or two large customers. In time, company may decide to look for additional customers who are affected to the offering or to an offering that is similar to the original. A successful innovation translation of new business can create a new target market. Many new market segments are established through this exact process. Segmentation by innovation translation emphasizes the nature of many business-to-business market segments. They exist because a customer pulls technology through a relationship with a supplier, rather than a supplier having pushed a new offering to the customer. Innovation translation I'm discussing, and we need to understand that the marketer, with the help of field marketers and their headquarters counterparts, must be well coached to recognize the importance of information about how their products are being used, as well as to recognize new translatable business opportunities. Once the opportunity is recognized, the headquarters marketing team should develop a marketing plan focused on serving the new segment. This plan should, of course, develop translation tools that expand on the distinctive features or competencies that make the offering the ideal choice in this new market, as well as further defining potential players in the market. These translation tools that can be said the data sheets for new products, variations, examples of the new businesses, application, press releases, collateral material, etc., should aid the field marketing team in implementing the translation of the innovation to new customers. Ultimately, should the new segment progress in a manner that the supplier's offering owns the market, customer automatically know the offering is the standard. Innovation translation in a brief manner, it can be explained such as look for new customers, verify existence of segment, do so by transferring technology offering of the first customer to other customers, and lastly involves exploratory interaction with current and prospective customers. Factors in assessing segment attractiveness. There are several factors such as size of segment, growth rate of segment, intensity of unmet needs, reach ability of segment through communication channels, readiness of segment to seek and adapt a solution, likelihood of competitive intensity, sufficiency of channel reach, likely value contribution by channels, match between segment needs and supplier strengths, differentiability of suppliers offering, opportunity to achieve strategic goal by addressing segment, opportunity to achieve learning goals by addressing segment. Factors in assessing segment attractiveness. Attractiveness is obviously not a concept that can be easily quantified. Some organizations may want to allocate weights to the various factors and then assign attractiveness scores based on the qualitative assessment for each segment. Segments that are large and growing fast are usually more attractive than smaller or slower growing segments, all other things being equal. As part of the effort made in knowing the market, the marketer can estimate the size and growth rates of various segments. At this point, qualitative judgments about the priority of needs as seen by the market segment are appropriate. In other words, how important is the marketer's offering when compared to the other opportunities or solutions under consideration by the customer. We can take the examples of Boeing and Airbus. Boeing and Airbus are facing this kind of a question in considering the segment of commercial airplane market by super jumbos. The question is not so much whether a market exists for super jumbos, jumbo jets with 500 plus seats, but whether the market is attractive enough to warrant design of a completely new plane. Boeing believes that airlines will move away from the hub and spoke model that currently dominates air traffic routing patterns. It believes airlines will migrate to longer direct routes requiring mid-size fuel-efficient planes. Hence, Boeing does not believe the segment is attractive enough to warrant a new super jumbo design. Airbus is counting on the hub and spoke to have staying power is dominant model at least in the Middle East and Asia, so Airbus has proceeded with the super jumbo design. Factors in assessing segment attractiveness. The factor that I'm going to explain, that is competitive attractiveness, choosing your battles. A good competitive analysis will provide the marketer with information on the existence or likely existence of strong competition vying for business from segment members. The marketer must think ahead to how strong competition is likely to be. Just because a competitor's offering to the market segment is currently weak does not mean that this will remain the case. Also, a market segment that is currently unaddressed by a competitor may be pursued vigorously once the competitor realizes there is a potential in the market. Logical analysis of market segments. The main idea for choosing segments analytically is to start with the most attractive segments and to target as many as are required to ensure that the organization will meet both financial and non-financial objectives. Most set of objectives include a desired sale level and a desired growth rate in sales. The objectives include a profitability level and a growth rate for profits as well. Non-financial goals such as recognition as the market leader, learning about a line of business that is new to the company, reduction of risk by spreading the sources of revenue, or achieving synergy across other marketing programs may be relevant to the attractiveness of segment. The marketer should rank attractiveness by choosing the most attractive segments and any others that are relevant for special reasons such as those already noted. Segment attractiveness for hypothetical example. Let's try to understand segment attractiveness with this exhibit. This exhibit shows the factors contributing to the attractiveness of four segments. The first three variables concern customer and market consideration. The next, competitiveness. The next, competitive attractiveness. Then channel reach and communication reach. All considerations have to do with the match between customer needs and company capabilities have been combined into one variable. An additional variable, sensitivity to price, has been added. For each variable, a score has been assessed on a 5-point scale, with 5 being most attractive and 1 being least attractive. The scores are summed and listed at the bottom of the table. Notice that each variable was weighted equally. A marketer might weigh the variables differently depending on how important each is judged to be to the selection of target segments. One variable could be applied as well depending on the situation. Technology adoption life cycle. These are the adapter categories. Technophiles tries out the latest and greatest technology, does not need fully developed offering. Pragmatists want same as visionaries but will not buy it unless the technology is easily adopted with minimal difficulty. Visionaries see competitive advantage by using technology, standardized buying with custom offering. Conservatives only buy when does not cost to adopt, need to be convinced, offering exact for the needs, while laggards will avoid adoption of technology at all cost. This technology adoption life cycle is explained in this exhibit, which I have explained in the previous slide. So you can see that technophiles, visionaries, pragmatists, conservatives, and laggards. Technology adoption life cycle, adapter category position and targeting. Technophiles needs are curiosity target only, while visionaries gain competitive edge and will pay for it target for sport. Pragmatists keep up with cutting edge use innovation translation, while conservatives need new technology to keep up to standards, whereas laggards unique needs met by old technology. Again, I repeat that laggards unique needs for the laggards unique needs met by old technology. Positioning of a product line. The last step for the marketing strategy, we are discussing segmenting, targeting, and positioning for B2B market. Goal is get members of the different segments to see and value both the differences and similarities, relate to the overall corporate brand positioning, or at least consider in light of it. A flagship product may be desired, position consistent with McKinnon's idea of market ownership. For each target segment, members of that segment will have one or more value dimensions that are most important to them and are likely part of the defining parameters of segment. You can recall the example of Panasonic. In the Panasonic case, the targeted customers have durability is their most important value dimension. The marketer designs an offering for each segment that creates value for segment members, thus differentiating the offering from competitors. Panasonic created Toughbook, which is more durable than other laptops. Through differentiation and communication, the marketer attempts to obtain segment members' perception that its offering is better than the competitors on one or more key value dimensions. Panasonic used a combination of ads and other promotion to get across its message of supplier durability. The perception that prospective customers have the competitive offering in relation to each other is the positioning of the offering. In the Panasonic case, customers see Panasonic Toughbook is more durable than competing brands. Thank you. That's all for this session.